I'm here with Dr. Mark Sirgo from BioDelivery Sciences International, BDSI, on the NASDAQ. Good morning. Thank you for taking some time with us. Could you tell us a little bit about your company?
Sure. We're a biopharmaceutical company. We focus in oncology, supportive care, and pain. We use drug delivery to reinvent proven therapeutics, so we take generic drug substances, incorporate them in our drug delivery technologies to create new products that we believe meet unmet market needs. We have a transmucosal form of fentanyl in the marketplace currently in the United States. But the real value of our company is coming from our pipeline, which are two products in particular. Same delivery system, our transmucosal delivery system called BEMA. Two products, BEMA buprenorphine for chronic pain and BEMA buprenorphine naloxone for opioid dependence.
Could you explain the BEMA technology to us?
Sure, it's a bilayer polymer system. It's a thin film, if you will. The two layers, the mucoadhesive layer contains the active ingredient, which adheres to the mucosal surface. The backing layer, as we call it, prevents diffusion of drug into the oral cavity, so it maximizes the absorption of any active ingredient and prevents it from being swallowed. So we've done this now, incorporated this into our transmucosal fentanyl product that's now in the marketplace, and we're incorporating the same technology with our two phase 3 products.
Okay, so just so I understand properly, it absorbs through the mucosal membrane in the mouth,
Yeah.
and so you don't swallow it. Does the absorption increase the rate of which the drug enters into the bloodstream and increase the rate of?
Most of these drugs we incorporate into the technology aren't absorbed orally. So unless you give them by injection, you probably no other means in which to do it. So this is a means to take those type of drugs and give them by a different route.
Okay. You have a couple of drugs that are in clinical trials. Could you tell us where they are
Sure.
at the moment and what their timeline is?
Yes. We have two drugs in late phase 3 clinical trials, actually. A BEMA buprenorphine for chronic pain. We've partnered that with Endo Pharmaceuticals. We're getting ready to start the two pivotal trials, phase 3 trials, sometime midsummer. And with our BEMA buprenorphine naloxone product also in late stage 3. We have a pivotal bioequivalency study that will start midsummer with data sometime in late third quarter of this year.
And what is the clinical endpoint that you're looking for there?
With BEMA buprenorphine for chronic pain, it's the amelioration of pain. These are placebo-controlled trials where we're basically using a visual analog scale to measure pain relief. In the BEMA buprenorphine naloxone product, the bioequivalency study, you're basically showing that you have comparable plasma concentrations or blood levels to the reference agent, which is Suboxone. Suboxone is a similar product, tablet form, that is currently in the marketplace and therefore serves as the reference standard for our product.
What is the market potential of these drugs?
The BEMA buprenorphine for chronic pain product is in excess of $500 million. And again, we've partnered this with Endo Pharmaceuticals. We've got substantial quantitative market research that points to this. Buprenorphine is a unique opioid. It's a class 3. It's the only standalone class 3, and the classifications are by DEA. So the higher the number, the less abuse and addiction potential of the opioid. So class 2s, for instance, are fentanyl, morphine, oxycodone. Buprenorphine is the only class 3, so it's a standalone. And with that connotation, it means that it has less abuse and addiction potential than the C2 narcotics. It doesn't lose any of the efficacy of the C2 narcotics, but has a much better safety profile. And the concern physicians have over C2 narcotics is that they are highly addictive. And if they can avoid that, they are obviously looking for alternatives, and BEMA buprenorphine will allow for that. So it's an exciting opportunity in excess of $500 million for a treatment for chronic pain. The BEMA buprenorphine naloxone product for the treatment of opioid dependence, on the other hand, is entering a market where there's only one branded product, Suboxone, selling $1.2 billion. We could be the next product into that marketplace. So we have qualitative market research that points to this being in excess of $300 million in peak sales.
Okay. And When you look forward through 2012, what are the milestones that investors should look for?
Well, I think importantly, the initiation of our phase 3 program with buprenorphine for chronic pain. Investors will then be able to set their sights on when those trials will be completed, which will be sometime in late 2013. So set it up for being able to expect pivotal trial data about 12 to 18 months out. With buprenorphine naloxone for opioid dependence, we're running this pivotal bioequivalency study starting midsummer, having data late third quarter. That's the critical study in terms of the filing of the NDA for that product, which we would expect to be able to do in the first half of 2013.
When you look at the investment community, what is the message that you would like to make sure that they come away with about your company when they look at your company? What would you like their focus to be upon? Importantly,
we have one marketed product in the same technology that the products in our pipeline are using. It's approved, it's been through FDA. I think serves as a great proof of concept for the company and our ability to not only take a product through the regulatory pathways, but also partner and get to commercialization. The two products in our pipeline have much greater market value than our first product. The buprenorphine for chronic pain, greater than $500 million opportunity, already partnered with Endo Pharmaceuticals. Buprenorphine naloxone, treatment for opioid dependence, in excess of $300 million in total peak sales. So we demonstrated the ability to move a product through the regulatory hurdles through FDA onto the marketplace, successfully partnered. We've already partnered our second product, buprenorphine for chronic pain, with Endo Pharmaceuticals. So we've demonstrated the ability to get to the commercial. We've demonstrated the ability to get through FDA. Investors need to take a close look at our pipeline and the value that we plan to create there.
You have a partnership with Endo Pharmaceuticals. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. And Endo, we believe, is an ideal partner for our product. They're steeped in the pain space. They're committed to pain. They're well recognized in that space. They look towards this product as filling in a gap in their pipeline. So we don't think we could be better positioned. They're very knowledgeable from a clinical regulatory perspective, so they add value there as well. They've got a sales force of over 650 people in the pain space itself. So we think we're well positioned to have a successful commercial launch of the product once approved by FDA.
Was there a financial component to your partnership with Endo?
Yes, the total deal in terms of milestones was $180 million. Of that, we received $30 million up front, and subsequently we've received another $15 million for the allowance of a patent. The remainder of those milestones are really based on clinical and regulatory endpoints as well as sales milestones, which we believe are all achievable. There's a double-digit mid-teen royalty. It's a step-up royalty over the sales of the product. As they increase, we get added percentage of royalty.
Could you tell us a little bit about the balance sheet of the company, your cash position and your debt position, and how you feel and how comfortable are you with your financial position through the rest of the year?
Sure. At the end of the third quarter, which was our last reporting period, we had $15 million cash in the bank. Subsequently, we closed the Endo deal, $30 million up front in January, with a subsequent milestone of $15 million for the allowance of a particular patent. So all in, $45 million plus the burn over the fourth quarter of 2011. So we're in a very good cash position going forward in 2012.
Okay. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, pleasure.
Have a good day.
Thank you.